Before we begin today's reading, I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge these beautiful gifts that I've received from some of you here in this space. And I just truly am my heart is literally overflowing with so much love and appreciation for all of you for sending these beautiful, beautiful surprises for me. And I really want to thank Renee for gifting me this White Light Oracle, because this is one of the magical decks, like one of the most magical decks I've ever seen, worked with, because I've just looked at the cards and I was taken aback just by looking at them, and I love receiving oracle decks, so this was definitely one of the most magical deck. And I also want to thank Danielle here for sending me Sacred Geometry. This one has been on my wish list forever, so I am so thankful for you for sending me this specific deck, because I honestly really enjoy just the wordings and everything there's on the card itself. And then I received this one from, I have no clue how to pronounce your name, but it's spelled 𝓓𝓲𝓾𝓭, and I did not want to butcher that, so that is why I spelled it out. But shout out to you for sending me this deck that I was super interested in, but I didn't know how to work with it, which is why I hadn't bought it yet. But I'm super interested in it because it's nothing like what I have in my collection so far. So I'm very, very excited to work with these decks today and see what messages come through, because we're going to be pulling cards from these specific decks. So let's get started by pulling some cards. And before we do that, actually, I'm going to go ahead and light up the candle again, and I'll be back. All right, so let's start with the White Light Oracle here, and let's get a card from this deck. Okay, that was a bad shuffle. We're just gonna do like this. Let's get just one card to start this reading today, please. Okay, perfect. We have number 27, Aurora of Gamma. Wow. Look at the cards. I mean, it's just so insanely magical. Okay. I actually want to get other cards too, just to build this message here. So let's get some more cards, please. For today's reading, what is the collective resonating with this message need to know today from this reading? Okay, we have third eye chakra, number 6. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. Okay, I'm definitely hearing a message already. Okay, we have synergy and compassion. Actually, we're gonna do just one, please. Just one more. Okay, we have magic, number 31. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond the moment, to move forward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. Lovely. Okay. And bottom of the deck here, we've got delight, number 19. Okay. So the first thing that I'm sensing is, for a lot of you, there obviously has been a lot of internal finishing up that you've been experiencing. Like, there has been this end of a long internal transformation that you've been going through and transmutation that you've been doing so far. And that has been cleared out, obviously, layer by layer, especially around how information is received, or how you've interpreted your visions and information that you've received, or like downloads that you've received, and how much you trusted those information that you've received as visions or from your imagination, let's say. Like the number itself, number 27 on this card, it feels like this closing degree, right? Like it's a far edge of this cycle, and there's this sense that the last year probably carried a lot of release around your vision, around your imagination, and around your inner sensing. And maybe there were a lot of time in the last year for you, because 2025 was also a number 9 year, and 27 also reduces to number 9. So that's what it's making me think about. That's why it's making me think about last year, 2025. No matter when you're listening to this, it's like last 12 months, it's been this clearing out of a lot of inherited beliefs. It's been clearing out of a lot of confusion as well, because there's third eye chakra here. So when we're purging out a lot from this third eye chakra, there's a lot of confusion that actually surfaces up first, and a lot of illusion. It's almost like that 7 of Cups energy, right? So it's all now happening in a very refined way. Like, you're now coming to this point now where it's a return of clarity, right? After all of that lifts and after all that fogginess is gone, it's like this clarity arrives for you, and you're coming to this place where a lot of conscious energy, a lot of awareness will start arriving, right? And it's a lot more clean. It's a lot more clear instead of it being fragmented and scattered. And it also really will help you to sense into your own inner knowing. Like, your own inner knowing will start showing up without the need for your brain or for your logical side or for whatever part of you to have to argue with what you've just received or what you've just downloaded. Does that make sense? Like, maybe before you've had this, like, a lot of vision coming in, and you just would question it. You just would question, like, am I delusional, or is this like actually me receiving these visions from my future or from my parallel lifetime that I'm meant to integrate? Like, now it's going to come through very cleanly, and you're going to realize what that vision is really meaning for you, or where is that coming from and why exactly it is coming. Not that it's necessary to always know why, but like, it's just going to be more clear for you. Okay. Even though it might not fully make sense, it's just going to be a lot more with that clean, clear frequency instead of it being so fragmented like it was before. And the way these two are coming together for this specific card, it also is making me think there's just a lot of structure, because obviously this is sacred geometry oracle. So it's like there's a lot of configuration around this inner structure and a lot of adjustment that needed to happen for you to be able to hold, like, for you to have that stabilization or stabilized anchor within you, so that you're able to hold this much of light, this much of vision, this much of magic that is about to flow through you now in this phase, you know? Also, when that happens, when you're stable enough to carry all of this light, to carry all of this magic, to be able to carry all of your clair gifts, you know, like clairsentience, claircognizance gift, you had to be able to be anchored enough, so that all of this will not feel so overwhelming and then just explode you know what I mean? So it's like now you've been opened wider and you've anchored, so that now it's not going to feel as overwhelming for you maybe as it used to before, and it's also not going to feel as abstract for you anymore, right? And it's almost also like noticing how imagination or attention and intention as well are working together again in a more refined way for you. Like, where your ideas won't just scatter into possibility, but it will stay long enough to take a shape. If you have had a lot of hard time just anchoring into one idea, one vision, one magical thing, this is also going to come in a more refined way. Okay? And it feels like being able to return after this like long internal clearing. That's like the main thing coming here. And also these parallel versions of you that are sending you all these visions, they are, when they're sending it, there's almost like there's this level of support around it, but also you're being recalibrated while you get those visions. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, like, now just notice after listening to this reading, when you get those visions, when you get some kind of download, just be present and just watch how your body will start reconfiguring itself within. Like, just notice what happens internally, because there will be a lot of recalibration while you receive that vision, because it's almost like this light. And when I mean light, there's a lot of information packed from a higher dimension place that you're receiving that is just flowing through your body, and it's recalibrating everything as it's moving through your body. Does that make sense? Like, that's what's happening now. And it's a whole new octave of being able to receive this higher dimensional knowings, informations, and visions. It's like you're receiving a whole new octave of them. And it might, like, it's just going to be, you're going to be full of downloads. You're just going to be full of visions. So have a pen and paper ready with you at all times, or just have your notes app ready, because you're about to be exploded with so many visions and downloads in this phase that you're stepping into. And for the ones that are resonating with this specific reading, you're also going to want to practice more magic, like actual magic with a K. So you might be feeling called to practice more magic, to perform magic. And we also have the gamma card here. So to integrate all of this, the gamma waves is really going to be helpful for you to not only integrate, but to evolve into this next octave of you, right? Maybe some of you have been doing the visualization of kind of merging with your parallel self that you want to merge with, or to merge with your future self that you've been envisioning about. But that is a confirmation as well. But I keep hearing a whole new octave of receiving and giving, a whole new octave of harmony. Okay, so let's get a couple cards from this deck now. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's going to be some visions that you will get that I'm being called to tell you to not label it, okay? And just stay present with it when you get that vision, because it's like you're getting downloads about your future, downloads about how to get to where you are meant to get to, and receive that support that you will need. And while you're in this journey, you're going to receive like these little gifts, okay? They're mostly going to be more magical and more from the ethereal realm. So it's not going to be like a physical gift that you're going to receive, although for some of you that might be reflected. But it's like you're going to receive certain gifts that are more spiritual, more ethereal for you to experience. And it's going to be priceless, let me tell you. Like, when you experience those things, it's going to literally be priceless. You would not want to trade that for anything. So yeah, there's going to be some gifts that you're going to receive as well. There's also a new octave of like angelic, ethereal, spiritual support while you're in this phase. Okay. All right. So maybe a lot of you are also dream journaling and really looking at your dreams and dream journaling and everything like that. That is going to be super helpful as well. Also dream magic. Okay. Then we have imagine your wish fulfilled. Yeah, for a lot of you, you have been definitely imagining your wish fulfilled. And that is now, again, like reconfiguring you and your whole body and your whole system. Because like I said, while you're receiving these visions, while you're visualizing these things, your clairs are getting more heightened and they're reaching to a whole new level. And while all of this is happening, your whole body, your whole system is like reconfiguring around this vision. Does that make sense? Like you're turning into a whole new crystalline being as you're receiving these visions. So that is like powerful message. Let's get a couple more cards, please. Okay, we have divine wealth. Well, that is clearly stated what it is that you might receive as well. Divine wealth. You know, I'm hearing money, not just abundance or prosperity, because some people like to bypass money and say abundance and prosperity just because it sounds a little more spiritual. But it's like, if you do that, then that means you still have this feeling of shame, guilt, whatever it is around money, right? And you're not looking at this technology of money as something that is also connected to the spiritual realm. Like, and if you're using money in that way, or if you're thinking about money as just a material thing, then you're never going to be able to use it or transmute that energy into something that is going to be useful for something greater than just a material realm. So you're being suggested to kind of view money I know a lot of you are already there, but it's just messages for some of you, and maybe reminder for the ones that have already integrated this, to view money as a very powerful spiritual technology that can be used in any way that we would like it to be used in. And it really just amplifies our own internal state. So and I'm having a lot of feeling around my throat chakra as I'm saying this. So for a lot of you, it's like saying it out loud. Talking about money out loud might be something you still have a lot of shame, guilt, or even like when we attach money to some concepts, it almost feels disrespectful. Like, why would I do that with money? Or why would I monetize my gifts? Like, that's almost disrespectful to my gifts, or that is insulting in some way. Like, I think a lot of those subconscious beliefs is also something that you've been purging out, and you've been receiving. You've been receiving the future civilizations that is going to be anchored here on the earth, and how they use money and how they use magic or money magic to evolve their own consciousness, to evolve and help the collective consciousness, right? A lot of you are also doing a lot of visualization around the new earth, right? Which, I mean, saying new earth kind of feels too woo-woo or out there, and it's also a little weird because new earth makes a lot of people think that it's an actual physical new earth, but it's not. It's just a new level of consciousness that we're anchoring in. But a lot of you are imagining how this money would be used in this new earth or this new era of humanity that we're stepping into as a collective, and a lot of you are kind of extracting those visions from that future civilization or the future timelines of earth, or rather it could even be ancient timelines, and you're able to connect these 2 points in timeline and use money to really help the evolution of consciousness itself. So yeah, a lot of you are understanding how wealth is created and how wealth is used in this future timelines here on earth, which is very, very, very powerful. Okay, then we have number 24, benevolent blessings. I mean, these messages are so clear. Like, that's what I mean. There's blessings coming in, and this blessings of money that you're about to receive, the blessings of finances, the blessings of wealth, divine magic, divine visions, and divine spiritual healing and transformation. These are benevolent blessings. Anything that you're receiving right now is going to help the collective. So really work on anchoring yourself and really grounding yourself so that you can integrate all of this information, because there's a lot of information that you're going to receive. And when you integrate it and fully anchor and stabilize that, you're going to be able to actually use those gifts as a functional way to help the collective, help your own family, and create divine wealth that is meant to be worked and used in this new earth, in this new era of human collective. Okay, so you're getting a lot of visions around all of this. So please keep that in mind. And also, as I'm saying this, a lot of you are probably, whoever is resonating with this message, you might want to work with Western mysticism as well. Or maybe you're feeling called to learn more about magic and esotericism or esoteric knowledge. So all of that is your confirmation for today's reading. This has been one absolute delightful reading to channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you resonated with in the comment sections. And now I will see you in another reading. Namaste.